Hi everyone, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Morgan and welcome to my channel. Today's episode is all about what's in my diaper bag. This will be a quick, unscripted episode so that you can see how I organize my diaper bag, how I make sure that everyone in my household keeps it organized, and of course, what I think are essentials every time we leave the house. Before we get into what's in my diaper bag, let's talk about my diaper bag. This is the Mina Bay. She is absolutely beautiful. She's made of nylon and vegan leather, so basically fake leather. But she looks stunning and she is super versatile. She can be held, she can be used as a backpack, she can go over the shoulder, and I love the versatility of this bag. The zippers are very sturdy and it has tons of interior pockets. Unlike a lot of people who use a purse as a diaper bag, I really wanted a product that was specifically designed to hold diapers and other baby essentials. And Mina Bay has done just the absolute best job in creating that product that still looks stylish and feels good while holding a bunch of stuff that you never thought you'd be carrying as a person. So the first thing that is in my diaper bag is this beautifully laminated card. And it basically has all of the things that I need in my diaper bag at all times. This card is a must-have for any diaper bag. This keeps everyone accountable to the diaper bag. What do I mean by that? Let's say that my husband decides to take baby out to the park. When he comes home, he is responsible for refilling this bag with every single thing on this card. Similarly, my nanny and au pair both know that they are supposed to keep this bag ready to go at a moment's notice so that I don't spend 20 minutes packing a bag every single time I want to leave the house with baby. This card is critical for keeping us all honest. I usually take one diaper for every 3 hours that I'm going to be out. So if I'm out for a full 24-hour period, I'll typically pack around 8 diapers. This might seem like overkill, except for the fact that my daughter has on more than one occasion peed while I'm changing her, thereby wasting 2 diapers. So for me, it's really important that I ensure I have enough diapers to keep my daughter dry throughout our entire time outside of the home. And of course, if you've seen my previous videos, I use coterie diapers. Even when we were cloth diapering at the beginning of my daughter's life, I still would take the coterie diapers when we were out and about because I am not a fan of the wet bag staying in my diaper bag for long periods of time. So I really do like having a disposable diaper, at least if I'm going out. So whether you're cloth diapering or using disposables, I love the Coterie brand. The second thing on my card is our changing pad. Now, if I'm being honest, I don't use my changing pad as much as I thought I would, but there are certain scenarios where it comes in really big handy. The first of those scenarios is when you're traveling to places that you have no idea where you're going to change your baby. So if I'm going out, let's say when we were in Mexico or to a place I'd never been before here in the city, I prefer to have this with me because I'm not a mom who can put my daughter on the floor to change her. I'm not a mom who will let her really lay on any kind of bare surfaces where I don't know who's touched them. I don't know what's been on them. I think this just has to go back to my OCD. And so I really enjoy having my own changing pad where I control the hygiene of that pad with me. Another fun thing about this particular changing pad is that it doesn't go in my diaper bag. Rather, I clip it onto the straps of my diaper bag. And that allows me to have all the space that I need inside. So I can decide whether I take it or leave it every time we leave the house. Or I can decide whether I take it or leave it every time we leave the car simply by unclipping it from the straps of my diaper bag. Wipes. I have 1 pack of wipes in my diaper bag at all times, and typically this is simply water wipes. Water wipes are a bit tricky to carry in your diaper bag because they come in packages where the actual plastic isn't necessarily that great at resealing. And so there are third-party envelopes that you can get to hold your wipes. They're not really envelopes. They're like wipes holders that you can get. I don't personally use these because I just don't find a need for it. I'd rather just have the whole pack of water wipes with me and deal with the crappy clothes. But for some people, they might want to actually transfer their water wipes into a third-party wipes holder that might be a little bit thinner than carrying the entire pack of water wipes with you. Because when you first put the pack in, it is pretty heavy. And so if you already have a ton of stuff in your diaper bag, I totally get wanting to lessen the weight. And you can do that simply by taking some of your water wipes and putting them in a third-party wipes holder. Hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer is so important. You do not know how many germs are on your hands at any given point in time. And you just don't want to be touching your baby with dirty hands when you're out, especially when you are changing them or feeding them. So for me, hand sanitizer is such an important one. I think you guys are going to think I'm crazy because I am so big on germs and I think everything is gross. It's fine. I also carry with me a little spatula. My little spatula is, of course, for my Desitin, my diaper rash cream that I use. Now, the diaper rash cream I use after absolutely every single change. If you've watched my previous videos, you'll know that my daughter has only had one diaper rash in her life, but once was absolutely enough. Here we are going on 7 months, and that one was enough to shame me into ensuring that I always use diaper rash cream on her bottom after every single change, and we have not had any problems since. So Desitin is what I use. It does come in tube form, although I do use the tubs at home. Now, bottles. If you are formula feeding, finding a decent bottle is actually very, very difficult because, as you know, formula expires after 1 hour. So you can't just make formula and leave the house and expect that food to be good all day long because it expires after an hour. So I have found a few solutions for this, and it's really going to depend on your personality type. The first solution to this is getting a designated bottle like milk and water, which actually is a really cool system where you put the formula in one canister, water in another, and when you're ready to mix the two canisters together, you simply rotate the top and shake it. That allows all of the formula powder to fall into the water, and you have a wonderful, ready-to-go bottle for your baby. The problem with the milk and water bottles is that they have a very awkward shaped nipple, and my baby hates that nipple. So as amazing as that contraption is, my daughter will not drink from that nipple. Unfortunately, I did recently learn that they actually make traditional nipples for this bottle. So while I haven't tried them, I did just learn that they do make traditional nipples for this bottle. So I do recommend people try milk and water because it makes feeding on the go really, really easy. But before you invest in 4 or 5 of them like I did, go ahead and just make sure that baby will actually drink from that kind of nipple, just so that you're not spending a bunch of money on something that you just really can't use. I'm hoping babies number 2, 3, and 4 will use the milk and water bottles, but for now, my second solution is what we've been doing. Essentially what we do is we take the same bottles that we have at home with their travel caps, and we pre-fill them with a designated number of ounces of water. So maybe we take a 4-ounce bottle or a 6-ounce bottle. That's been more recent. Eventually we'll be taking an 8-ounce bottle of just plain water. So we'll take 2 or 3 of these bottles, and they are pre-filled with that amount of water. From there, we have canisters of formula that are pre-measured. Now, this is the next item in my diaper bag. These canisters are wonderful because they allow you to pour whatever formula amount that you want into them and use them as single-serve cups without throwing them away. So they're completely reusable. They are also very stackable, and so they're great for travel. I use these all the time, and I highly, highly, highly recommend having them. When my daughter is no longer drinking milk, I'll be able to use these to pack snacks, and that's also very exciting. So I just like stuff that I don't have to throw away or stop using after like a week of time because babies change so often. So I highly recommend these little canisters. Another thing in my diaper bag, my dog. This is Swaggy. I'm just kidding. She doesn't really go in the diaper bag. She has her own bag, but she'll be sitting on me the rest of the episode. Of course, we always have a pacifier and pacifier wipes. So our baby is totally a pacifier baby. It suits her. She really enjoys having a pacifier in her mouth, kind of at all times. So we always clip one onto her before we leave the house, but babies do what babies do. And so sometimes she will still somehow drop that pacifier or get it dirty in some way, shape, or form. So I always carry an additional 2 pacifiers in their little carrying case. The Munchkin pacifier wipes are also really great because let's say that you feel that the pacifier has somehow become soiled in some way. You can easily just wipe it off with these pacifier wipes and pop it right back into baby's mouth. Now, if my daughter's pacifier falls on the floor, I don't trust these wipes enough to put the pacifier back in her mouth. But for example, if she drops on her car seat or if she's touching it with her grubby little hands, I will just use the pacifier wipes and plop it right back into her mouth. I love my sound machine. So our child loves her sound machine. It's how she falls asleep. It soothes her even when she's not sleepy. And so we always carry this amazing sound machine with us everywhere we go. It emits white noise at varying levels. And so it just soothes baby when we're out and about in public spaces that might make her a little bit nervous. We also always carry a burp cloth or 2 with us. We use 2 different kinds of burp cloths. The first are just basic bibs. So whenever we're feeding our daughter, we make sure to put a bib on her. The second is a large burp towel. And when we're out on the go, we usually just take the towel with us because that is going to serve a lot of different purposes. We can, of course, use it as a bib while feeding her, but it's also going to allow us to clean her up if she makes a bigger mess. And it's a lot easier to just travel with one thing rather than multiple bibs that I have to then keep in my diaper bag when they're wet or dirty. So we just take the one bib with us, even if we're out all day, because I know that that's going to last us pretty much an entire day. I cannot tell you the number of times we've been out where I've had to change my daughter out of her really cute outfit and into the spare onesie that I brought with me. I always bring a comfortable onesie for my daughter for 2 reasons. The first is that kids are messy. If she has a blowout or if she spills something on herself, I don't want her sitting in filth for an entire day. I'd rather just change her, even if her outfit's super cute. The second reason is that sometimes we've been out all day and I know that she's exhausted by the time she gets back in her car seat. So often I will change her before we head back home so that she can feel comfy on the ride home and feel nice and relaxed by the time that we walk through our front door. Chapstick and Vaseline. I'm a big fan of not having dry lips, and that is really easy to do when you carry chapstick around with you everywhere. You are also totally fine carrying Vaseline, and Vaseline might serve 2 purposes. Some people use Vaseline after diaper changes, plus you can use it for your lips. I don't like to use the same jar of Vaseline for both things, but if you're the kind of person who doesn't mind that, then having 1 bottle or 1 jar of Vaseline totally makes sense for you. I just keep a few sticks of Burt's Bees in my diaper bag so that if ever my lips are dry, I can easily access them. So some people wonder why I carry doggy bags in my diaper bag, but that's because I don't like to litter. And if I'm changing my daughter's diaper, I want to have a way to dispose of that diaper at my convenience without having to put a dirty diaper into my diaper bag. And so I have sustainable doggy bags that are biodegradable that allow me to throw away her diaper once I'm ready. So sometimes if we're out on a walk, there might not be a trash can for a mile. And so I just throw her diaper, her soiled diaper, into the doggy bag, and I'm able to tie it up, throw it back in the diaper bag for a while, and then dispose of it at my convenience. All babies should have their baby blanket with them when they travel. My daughter has a ton of different baby blankets. She likes to be warm and cozy. I always take a blanket with me because even if it's 90 degrees outside, The second you get inside, that air conditioning can be a lot for babies. And so I always have a blanket with me, usually one that says her name on it. She has a few that have her name embroidered. And that's simply because I don't want to get my blanket confused with someone else's, especially if there are going to be other kids around. And lastly, I always take a book or a toy with me so that I can entertain baby, especially on car rides. Her car seat does have a car seat toy attached to it, but sometimes she's like super not interested in that. So I will usually take a book or a toy that she doesn't play with all the time here in the house so that it is novel when we are out on the road. And for 2 bonuses, I also recommend the Tide pen and sunscreen for both baby and mom. I personally love these sunscreens. Tubby Todd's is what I use for my daughter because it's fragrance-free and it's a really great working product. And of course, I love my Korean skincare. This glides on beautifully. It is SPF 50, I believe, and it does not leave my face white cast. I love reapplying sunscreen all day to keep myself looking mwah, and my baby free from sunburn. And so I will just quickly read this list for you. Diapers, changing pad, wipes, hand sanitizer, diaper rash cream, spatula, 2 bottles with water, formula, pacifier and wipes, sound machine, burp cloth, extra onesie, chapstick or Vaseline, doggy bags, a baby blanket, and a toy. And that's what's in my diaper bag. I hope this video helped you plan what you need to take on an outing that is absolutely magical. All of these baby essentials are linked below and in my Amazon storefront. Thanks so much, and I would love to hear your thoughts and comments. Tell me what worked for you and what didn't, or if you have other suggestions of what should go in your diaper bag.